Let's have a look at Cardano again, and let's look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's look at various data points and check out different charts that you haven't yet seen before. You probably do know the long-term Cardano US dollar chart, and you probably also know the Cardano chart measured in Bitcoin. But have you looked at Cardano relative to Ethereum? Or have you looked at Cardano's dominance, as in how much percent of all of cryptocurrency's market cap is locked up in Cardano? Or have you looked at Cardano relative to the altcoin market cap? That's this chart over here. Let's have a look at all of this and let's get a clearer picture of where Cardano might be headed. Now here's a very nice data point around Cardano. This is the supply curve, the liquid supply curve of Cardano, and this chart starts in 2017, goes all the way in the future. You can see there is no new unlocks happening anymore, right? The only supply increase over here is the staking rewards. So this leaves Cardano at an annual inflation rate, according to Messari.io, of 1.92%. And this is a pretty good value considering the competition, right? Cardano is pretty high in terms of market cap. It's the 8th largest cryptocurrency, but a lot of these competitors, they have higher inflation rates, not necessarily Ethereum, but when we look at other layer 1 competitors, for example, Avalanche, right? Avalanche has an inflation rate of more than 20% per annum, right? If the liquid supply increases by more than 20% per annum, then of course, getting long-term price appreciation is way harder than when you're only inflating by 1.9%. Now, this is all nice and rosy, and this would speak for a long-term outperformance of Cardano, right? If it's less inflationary, it should outperform. Now, what are the less pretty facts of Cardano? A lot of Cardano's valuation is still based on hopium, so to speak. Cardano's market cap is at 15 billion, whereas its total value locked right now is only at 77 million. So as such, the metric here by DeFi Llama, the market cap divided by the total value locked, it's the highest for Cardano. Here, look at the competitors. Binance Smart Chain is already pretty expensive with 8.6. Polygon is at 4, so the market cap is 4 times its total value locked. When we scroll down here further and we look at the entry for Cardano, the market cap is 190 times larger than its total value locked. And of course, the current trend isn't that great, but that's of course with a lot of layer 1 competitors right now. In a bear market, nothing is really increasing in total value locked. But here you've got the different kinds of applications. A lot of it is simply just decentralized exchange based, and the total value locked for each of those different exchanges, it's not massive, right? So you are speculating on further improved execution. Now, what about the relative valuation charts? Let's first of all look at Cardano in US dollars. And when you actually look at this on a linear scale, you can really see how Cardano moves in these massive waves, right? This is way more pronounced than with Bitcoin, for example. Once you change this to logarithmic, it doesn't look as dramatic anymore, but still, right? Measuring here the top to the bottom, right? So the 2017 crypto boom to the Corona crash, this was a drop of 98%. And we really seem to have these kinds of macro trends very, very pronounced here with Cardano. From the recent top, August of last year, to today, we have seen a drop of 86% again. Now, I'm probably not telling you news with all of this. What's maybe more important here is how Cardano was doing, relatively speaking, right? Because that's in the end the reason, right? Why are you getting into Cardano and not just into Bitcoin or Ethereum? The reason is you want to get more performance, right? You take on more risk with a comparatively lower market cap in order to then hopefully outperform Bitcoin or Ethereum. Otherwise, you could just stick with the easy bets, right? This is Cardano relative to Bitcoin. And again, we can see this inherent leverage effect, right? In a crypto winter, Cardano tends to fall more. During bullish times, Cardano tends to rise more. And currently, in this bear market, we see an underperformance of Cardano relative to Bitcoin of a bit over 60% so far, 62%. Now, there is more correlation between different smart contract platforms. So looking at Cardano relative to Ethereum does make sense. Here we do see somewhat of a sideways trading range, with sometimes Cardano being comparatively expensive, sometimes Ethereum being comparatively expensive. Now we are pretty much in the middle of that range. But we can see really how pricing of crypto assets comes in waves. So it does make sense to sometimes shift investments around. Just buying and holding is maybe not the wisest idea when sometimes we can see these temporary drops of like more than 70%, right? Why not take advantage of comparatively high prices when they occur? Let's also have a look at Cardano relative to Total 3. Now, what's Total 3? Total 3 is cryptocurrency's market cap minus Bitcoin's market cap and minus Ethereum's market cap. So everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's Total 3. And so with this chart here, we are looking at how important, so to speak, is Cardano within the general altcoin market. And even here, we can see the exact same kinds of waves. So the bear markets and the bull markets, they're even more pronounced within the altcoins. So that's kind of surprising because one would expect that the lower we get here, right, the smaller the altcoins here get, the more they should potentially move during bear and bull times. But even though Cardano is comparatively large, it still tends to move more than the rest of the altcoin market. And right now, obviously, Cardano isn't necessarily any positive shape here. Currently, 1.65% of all of cryptocurrency's market cap is locked up in Cardano. This comes from a high of 4.6% and from a low of 0.4%. So pretty much in the middle here, no real extreme value. So just based on this metric, we can't really say that Cardano is particularly cheap now or particularly expensive. It's quite balanced, so to speak. And so what do I personally do in this market? I am comparatively cautious right now. The overall macroeconomic environment isn't that bullish. Traditional finance is going down. There is quite a bit of correlation between cryptocurrencies and stocks, and also cryptocurrencies within the market are highly correlated. And so when you backtest different moving averages, you might have seen other videos on this channel where I do this, right? These kinds of moving averages that you see over here, they're actually backtested. So historically, those work the best. When you look at those and you look at this across different assets, pretty much everywhere you now see the price being below the moving averages. So backtest suggests, simulations of buying and selling suggests now that it's more likely that we are rather going to continue to go down than up. That being said, when we look at the intraday movements, we also see a floor establishment for quite a few assets. This is not just for Cardano, this is also, for example, for Bitcoin, right? Quite a bit of a floor over here. And when we compare this with traditional finance now, we can actually see that crypto, at least since beginning of September, is holding up relatively well. It's not doing great, but at least it's doing less worse than the rest of where you could have placed your money. In this bear market, I think cash is king, and I personally wait until overall momentum turns around again. Until I see, for example, the best moving averages for Total 3 being crossed again and really another positive breakout here, right? Total 3 again as the altcoin market cap. And here again, we see the best backtested simple moving average and exponential moving average. If you're interested in more details around those kinds of backtests, want to learn how to do them, if you want to get the best durations for each single asset, feel free to check out thebitcoinstrategy.com. That's the premium membership. More information is in this video over here. Hope to see you in that video, and thanks for watching this one. Bye-bye.